Hello and welcome back to Road Trivia. This is the 365-day trivia road trip. We are on day 5. The pictures you see in the background of this template are all taken over a couple of different trips up to England's Lake District. There was a hiking trip and a couple of camping trips. All of the pictures come from that. I think you'll enjoy them. I love them. Thank you for watching. Good luck on today's quiz. Question number 1. 1998's You've Got Mail and 1993's Sleepless in Seattle paired two of the 90s most bankable stars together again for the third and second time, respectively. What was the first movie that Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan starred in together in 1990? The first movie they starred in together was Joe versus the Volcano. Question number 2. In 1995, Pierre Omidyar figured out a clever way to sell stuff on the internet, allowing prices to be set instantaneously by current supply and demand and jump-starting the recirculation of used stuff. What website did he famously start? Pierre Omidyar started eBay. Question number 3. In 1662, Louis XIV commissioned the architect Jules Ardan-Mansart to greatly expand what magnificent palace, which includes the Latona Basin and the Hall of Mirrors? That palace was the Palace of Versailles. Question number 4. She has a cat named Picky Picky until it dies, and she also sees herself in an infinite mirror. This best friend of Howie Kemp lives on the same street as Henry Higgins. What is the full name of this little sister of Beezus, the main character of a series of books by Beverly Cleary? Beezus was the older sister of Ramona Quimby. Question number 5. This native of Tarsus undertook several missionary trips to western areas like Asia Minor and Syria. Who was this Catholic saint who wrote 2 epistles to the Corinthians and 1 to the Romans, and advocated the persecution of Jews who accepted Jesus, until he had a life-altering vision on the road to Damascus? The answer is Paul, who was born with the name Saul. Question number 6. She got the idea for the lyrics after too many encounters with a flirty bank teller who had a crush on her husband. She got the name of the song from a young autograph seeker who she called the prettiest little thing I ever saw. What was the title of Dolly Parton's 1974 song that made her a megastar? That song was called Jolene. Question number 7. Hey, ho, let's go is the kickoff chant that leads into what 1976 song by the American punk rock band Ramones that served as their debut single and the opening track of their self-titled first album? Hey, ho, let's go kicks off the Blitzkrieg Bop. Question number 8. King Nebuchadnezzar of Chaldea built these structures for his wife Amytas of Media. Which one of the 7 ancient wonders of the world was this that consisted of terraces and irrigation structures that serviced a variety of luscious trees? That ancient wonder of the world was called the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Question number 9. A quarrel over the formalities of the genesis of human flight has raged for decades between two U.S. states. What are these two U.S. states that settled their argument by stating officially that one is the birthplace of aviation and the other is first in flight? Referring to where the Wright brothers were born and then where they first flew, the answer is Ohio and North Carolina. And question 10, to whom was President Ronald Reagan referring to in 1986 when he said, "We will never forget them, nor the last time we saw them, this morning, as they prepared for the journey and waved goodbye and slipped the surly bonds of earth to touch the face of God." In 1986, he was referring to the crew of the Space Shuttle Challenger. All right, we are halfway done. Time to add up your scores, see who's in the lead, see how many points you need to catch up to win the whole thing. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Road Trivia, new quiz every single day. Question number 11. Unlike transverse waves, these waves are characterized by vibration in the same direction as the motion of the wave. Sound waves are classified as what type of wave? Sound waves are longitudinal waves. Question number 12. The geocentric model of the solar system consisted of the sun and all the planets rotating around the Earth, and was finally superseded by the heliocentric model, where the planets rotate around the sun, created by what Polish astronomer? His name was Copernicus. Nicholas Copernicus. Question 13. Named after his first commercially released film about a man and a woman hitchhiking through the desert, what is the name of Steven Spielberg's film production company responsible for movies like Gremlins, Poltergeist, and Jaws? His first commercial film was called Amblin. His company is called Amblin Entertainment. Question 14. Known for making a lot of critically and commercially successful single-word titled movies, what is the name of the British movie maker who directed blockbusters like Memento, Inception, Interstellar, Dunkirk, and Tenet? And the Dark Knight trilogy, his name is Christopher Nolan. Question 15. Strom Thurmond once did this for 24 hours and 37 minutes. The cloture rule requires a 3/5 majority to stop it. What is this practice found exclusively in the Senate, often used by minority parties to block legislation from passing? That is called a filibuster. Question 16. These figures followed the Star of Bethlehem, and according to Western tradition, they brought gold, frankincense, and myrrh to the baby Jesus. What is the collective name that is given to these noble pilgrims from the East, who are sometimes referred to as the three wise men? What is the collective name for the three wise men? The answer is the Magi. Question 17. This city that sits on both sides of the Dnieper River is home to the St. Sophia Cathedral and the historic Golden Gate. What is the name of this city that serves as the capital of the Ukraine? The capital of Ukraine is Kiev. Question 18. This shape is traced out by the set of all points that are equidistant from a focus and a directrix. It is the only conic section that can be graphed as a function. What is this shape that is traced out by the graph of any quadratic function? Getting a little brainy Tuesday on this Thursday. This is a tough one, but the answer is a parabola. Question number 19. After trading away George Herman Ruth in 1920, what Major League Baseball team suffered a curse which lasted more than 80 years before they were finally able to overcome it and win the World Series in 2004 and then again in 2007? That team is the Boston Red Sox. Question 20. This prophet spent 7 years as a woman and was struck blind after getting on Hera's bad side. Who was this blind seer from Thebes who offered advice to Odysseus from beyond the grave and warned Oedipus in vain about pursuing the truth about the death of Laius? The blind seer that we're looking for is Tiresias. All right, that is it for today. Thank you for watching today's episode. You're probably noticing that now we have a little break in the middle of the quiz where I remind you to subscribe to the channel. This year is the year we're going from a couple of thousand to a couple of thousand subscribers. I'm trying to get this out to as many people as possible. I feel like this year is a good year to really grow the channel. I'm committed to doing this every day this year, 365 days in a row. So I'm trying to get as many people to come in and enjoy and play along and comment on these videos and watch the live streams as possible. So if you know anybody that likes trivia, throw them my way. Let them know this is a cool channel and we like to have fun here. All right, on to question 21, the tiebreaker for today. He is the most commercially successful Australian director, with 4 of his films in the top 10 highest worldwide grossing Australian films of all time. Who is this director of epics like 1996's Romeo and Juliet, 2001's Moulin Rouge, and 2013's The Great Gatsby, and 2022's Elvis? The answer is Baz Luhrmann.